Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. I believe marriage is between a man and a woman. I am not in favor of gay marriage. But when you start playing around with constitutions, just to prohibit somebody who cares about another person, it just seems to me that's not what America's about. Usually, our constitutions expand liberties, they don't contract them. If you're walking down the right path and you're willing to keep walking, eventually you'll make progress. We need to steer clear of this poverty of ambition, where people want to drive fancy cars and wear nice clothes and live in nice apartments but don't want to work hard to accomplish these things. Everyone should try to realize their full potential. We, the people, recognize that we have responsibilities as well as rights, that our destinies are bound together, that a freedom which only asks what's in it for me, a freedom without a commitment to others, a freedom without love or charity or duty or patriotism, is unworthy of our founding ideals, and those who died in their defense. The future rewards those who press on. I don't have time to feel sorry for myself. I don't have time to complain. I'm going to press on. It was the labor movement that helped secure so much of what we take for granted today. The 40-hour work week, the minimum wage, family leave, health insurance, Social Security, Medicare, retirement plans, the cornerstones of the middle-class security all bear the union label. I think what you're seeing is a profound recognition on the part of the American people that gays and lesbians and transgender persons are our brothers, our sisters, our children, our cousins, our friends, our co-workers, and that they've got to be treated like every other American. And I think that principle will win out. If the people cannot trust their government to do the job for which it exists, to protect them and to promote their common welfare, all else is lost. Today we are engaged in a deadly global struggle for those who would intimidate, torture, and murder people for exercising the most basic freedoms. If we are to win this struggle and spread those freedoms, we must keep our own moral compass pointed in a true direction. In a world of complex threats, our security and leadership depends on all elements of our power, including strong and principled diplomacy. On every front, there are clear answers out there that can make this country stronger, but we're going to break through the fear and the frustration people are feeling. Our job is to make sure that even as we make progress, that we are also giving people a sense of hope and vision for the future. We didn't become the most prosperous country in the world just by rewarding greed and recklessness. We didn't come this far by letting the special interests run wild. We didn't do it just by gambling and chasing paper profits on Wall Street. We built this country by making things, by producing goods we could sell. In December, I agreed to extend the tax cuts for the wealthiest Americans because it was the only way I could prevent a tax hike on middle-class Americans. But we cannot afford $1 trillion worth of tax cuts for every millionaire and billionaire in our society. We can't afford it. And I refuse to renew them again. The shift to a cleaner energy economy won't happen overnight, and it will require tough choices along the way. But the debate is settled. Climate change is a fact. The thing about hip-hop today is it's smart, it's insightful. The way they can communicate a complex message in a very short space is remarkable. Take off your bedroom slippers. Put on your marching shoes, he said, his voice rising as applause and cheers mounted. Shake it off. Stop complaining. Stop grumbling. Stop crying. We are going to press on. We have work to do. Money is not the only answer, but it makes a difference. We have an obligation and a responsibility to be investing in our students and our schools. We must make sure that people who have the grades, the desire and the will, but not the money, can still get the best education possible. My identity might begin with the fact of my race, but it couldn't end there. At least that's what I would choose to believe. When ignorant folks want to advertise their ignorance, you don't really have to do anything, you just let them talk. I'm the President of the United States. I'm not the Emperor of the United States. Change is never easy, but always possible. You can't let your failures define you. You have to let your failures teach you. Nothing in life that's worth anything is easy. We did not come to fear the future. We came here to shape it. In the end, that's what this election is about. Do we participate in a politics of cynicism or a politics of hope? If you run, you stand a chance of losing, but if you don't run, you've already lost.